Today we'll look at functions and relations. On the component of functions, that's where we need to understand more what is a function and what is involved in functions. Functions are in different dimensions. A function, it can be defined as a formula which involves the output at the same time, the input. But remember, the input determines the output of a given thing. I'll give an example of this particular problem here. I'll say y is equal to x plus b here. This is an equation. This is a formula of a function. And this can be given as f of x can be equal to ax plus b. Being unexpressed to say this represents a function, but otherwise this is actually a formula relating to a function. So we'll look at how questions are phrased in Maths Paper 1, grade 9, and at the same time, how questions are being phrased in Maths Paper 2, so that we can understand which questions comes in Paper 1 and which questions comes in Paper 2. How do they ask questions? That way, only one concept is enough for you to know that in this manner, that manner, this is what is expected of you. So we'll take a look at the question which was asked for the national mock exam. It can be given to say, given that f of x is equal to 3x minus 1, find f of negative 1. Find f of negative 1. Right. Well, let's take a look at the question that was asked in the national mock exam for grade 9. So let's see how best can we answer this question. When you've been given, the question is phrased this way, and this is actually paper 1 in mathematics, this question. Now, under this component here, at times you may be asked in a fractional form of this particular function. This is where most learners get confused. But here we have this linear function here, which must correlate with the question that we're actually talking about now. Now, when we have this f of x, they want to find out what is the value of this f of 1. So what you need to do there is, we simply do this to say, this f of 1 represents the value of x. So we are going to say that f of negative 1 is equal to, meaning that wherever there is x in this linear function, it simply tells us to say whenever there is x, there is negative 1. This is what it means in mathematics. We want to find the values of f of negative 1. So simply denote the value of negative 1 where there is x for us to find the value of negative function of negative 1. So we're going to say that f of negative 1 will be equal to, you multiply 3 multiplied by negative 1, the result is going to be a negative 3 minus 1. Then from there, we would say that this function of negative 1 is equal to negative 4. So by so doing, I have actually found the value of f of negative 1, which is negative 4, on this situation. So whenever they ask about f of this has been given, just always know that you have to substitute whatever there is x by what is inside the function, negative 1. So you substitute negative 1 in this function, even there, substitute, and then you multiply when necessary, then you subtract, the difference is still going to be a negative. So this is the answer, and this is how we solve a function in Maths Paper 1. Okay, let's take a look at the other question that we can be phrased in paper 1. And this question came in 2019 in maths paper 1. Let's see how we can propound this question. We'll be given that f of x is equal to 3x minus 2 over 2. Find f of 3. We're saying that this 3 here represents the value of x. So I'll say that f of 3 is equal to, wherever there is x there is 3 here. I'll simply say 3 open bracket, there will be 3 like this minus 2 over 2. And I'll say f of 3 is equal to, then I'll multiply, 3 multiplied by 3, the result is going to be 9 there, minus 2 over 2 is equal to, I'll still bring down the f of 3, the one I'm looking for, and finding its value. So what is 9 minus 2? The result there is going to be 7, then over 2, like this. Here, we don't have to leave the answer like this, as an improper fraction. All the time, try by all means to express your answer as a mixed fraction. So we're simply going to say that the final answer will be f of 3 will be equal to, how many times can 2 go into 7? The result is going to be 3 or number 1.5. So this is the answer.